Hey, what's going on? So basically, in this video, we're going to be talking about whether or not the Cavaliers actually need LeBron to succeed in the East. So just off of the research that I've done and the footage that I've seen of the last couple years of Cavalier basketball, the Cleveland Cavaliers most likely next year in the 2018-2019 season, they will be having a season similar, a year similar to what the 93-94 Chicago Bulls had. So basically, with the 93-94 Bulls, this was also known as the Jordanless Bulls. This is right after he retired. After they, them boys spanked Phoenix. It wasn't even them boys spanked Phoenix, and it was purely because Michael Jordan. I mean, after that championship, he retired. He went to baseball, and that year, everybody basically was just wondering how far the Bulls would plummet. And with Scottie Pippen as their leader, and quite a few of their other role players stepping up, like Horace Grant, BJ Armstrong, basically they turned into all-stars for that 1 year. Besides Scottie Pippen, who was an all-star all the time, but those two guys became all-stars for that year, and they basically just tried to prove, man, that they could win without Jordan. Because a lot of the media was basically saying that they were just, the Jordanaires or the Jordanettes, whatever you want to call them, and they were just background dancers to Michael Jordan's show. And a lot of them, man, that shit gets tiring, man. Because as a professional, you put your sweat, your blood, everything into this, man, and for other people to just discredit you like that, it's annoying. So those boys, they put in that work that year, and they went 55-27, which is a very successful year. But the things with that year, they played every game like it was Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Like they literally put their all into every single game. Right now, what's going on with the Cavaliers is they're in a weaker conference. In comparison to the Bulls of that era, they're in a weaker conference. It's just the same East, but it's a much different East. The East in the 90s was a little stronger than what it is now. The East was the dominant conference back then. Now it's the weaker one. But basically, the only teams I could see being definitively better than them are the Celtics and 76ers. The Raptors are a big flip of they're big coin toss right now. They're a big coin toss because with Kawhi Leonard and Danny Green, I believe they got better. However, I don't know if they made enough transition upwards to counteract Kyle Lowry's insolence at point guard. So who knows what the Raptors are really going to look like, because from shooting guard and up, they look great. But at point guard, Kyle Lowry, he's whack juice, man. He's got to go. That nigga got to go, man. Motherfuckers always having to decompress in the back. But the Cavaliers this year, they drafted an athletic point guard. My man Colin Sexton, the young bull. That boy, he's hungry to win, and I think he's hungry to learn as well. Hopefully he's hungry to learn, but he's definitely hungry to win. And, the only problem with the Cavs is I really hope that Tyronn Lue can basically show everybody what he can do, because when LeBron's on the team, you always have to run the LeBron system, which is basically everything flows through him. That's why you always see such a huge drop-off in terms of production, because when you have someone who's always in the court doing everything for you and he comes off, you're never used to playing with each other without him, because the Cavs don't practice. Isaiah Thomas exposed them last year before he got dealt away. The Cavs do not practice, so it's not like they have time to get used to each other and put some miles on those legs, because LeBron's always saving himself for the games, because he's trying to put up his numbers and stuff like that. But despite LeBron's lack of defensive awareness and attention and effort, they will be losing an offensive superstar, and they're going to have to make up for that just defensively, man, because you're not going to be able to replace a superstar like LeBron James with this kind of talent in terms of offense. But defensively, you definitely can, because he was terrible last year, absolutely terrible. So as a team, your defense is going to be so much better, because you won't have to spell LeBron anymore. Last year, they used to run. I mean, everybody was switching. You had George Hill guarding motherfucking JaVale McGee out there and guarding KD out there in the finals. It's just like, yo, where is this man LeBron? Where is he? This man's over here playing free safety, trying to get, just trying to sit in the back, not really play any real defense, real team defense, help anybody. Whenever you're getting helped, you're supposed to help the helper. Isaiah Thomas, he had a great clip. They had a great clip of him exposing everybody and just talking about the people who were playing defense on the Cavs and people who weren't. And LeBron James was who he was talking about, but he didn't mention his name specifically. But he did clear everyone else's name who was playing that game besides his. So he was talking about him. excuse me, in regards to their whole team, I'm going to go through their starting five, or what most likely is their starting five right now. You got George Hill. He plays great defense, and he's a pretty good offensive player. You know, he did point guard lead a team to the Eastern Conference Finals twice, 2 years in a row with the Pacers. So he's a pretty solid point guard. He also has a lot of good experience with the Spurs as well. J.R. Smith plays great defense. I don't give a fuck what anybody's talking about. Look, J.R. is dumb, all right? On the court, that is a dumb brother on the court, man. His IQ on the court is not there. Everybody should know this. Everybody should know this. I don't know why everyone was surprised when he made a boneheaded play last year. Like, that was out of his character. You got to judge people based off of what their character is and what their abilities are, right? If you saw a scrub, you know, from your high school team miss a layup, why are you going to be surprised that scrub missed the layup, missed the wide open layup, man? Right? I'd be surprised if LeBron missed the wide open layup. Be like, yo, what the fuck? What's going on? But if this scrub missing it, come on now, stop it. Stop it. Let's just treat people according to their expectations and not look past. Come on now. All right? So then we go on to Kyle Korver. Kyle Korver, he's a weird case. You know, he plays bad defense, but it's not because, you know, he's not trying. At least he's trying. He just plays bad defense. K-Love is a similar story, but not nearly as bad. K-Love plays pretty decent defense, and he tries. So there were a couple times, you know, during the finals where he would get switched on to Steph Curry, and he'd be able to stick with him as long as Steph had the ball. But if Steph didn't have the ball and Steph was doing some motion offense, you know, just cutting, he couldn't stick with him. But K-Love definitely does try and play defense. He plays decent defense as well. Tristan Thompson, he's actually a pretty good defender himself. Great offensive rebounder, great rebounder, period. But the big thing is, I think K-Love, if I did my research correctly, K-Love should be in his contract year. So this is big for him because, you know, even if he decides to leave Cleveland after this, he's gonna play his ass off this year. And it's not like, you know, Cleveland, their promise to be competitive and not tank is gonna just go to the wayside, man. I really believe that this year they're not just gonna let everything just go to shit, because they had a lot of talent this year, man. Despite what everyone says. Yeah, Rodney Hood. Oh, I forgot to mention him. Buddy can score. Buddy can get buckets. All right, Rodney Hood can get buckets. J.R. Smith, who can get hot in a minute. He's almost like Vinny Microwave Johnson. He's hot in a minute. Then you got Tristan Thompson, who does classic work on the boards, crazy work. And you got my man K-Love, who is a bona fide all-star. Never let anybody tell you otherwise. He's a bona fide all-star. And then you got my man, George Hill, who's a great defensive point guard. He does his job and he hits his shots, right? So to say that LeBron did not have help last year, that was ridiculous, you know. The Cavs, they do not need LeBron to succeed. They really don't. This year is going to be a referendum on how much help LeBron really gave them last year, because I'm sure, look, they wouldn't have gotten to the finals without LeBron. Let's always get that clear. But let's make one thing clear as well. LeBron did not just drag the 2007 Cavs here in 2018 like the media tries to say that he did. All right, these were not the 2007 Cavs. He had all-stars. He had former Six Men of the Year. He had players who've scored, you know, 40-plus multiple times. He's got players who have records all over the book. You got Kyle Korver. You got J.R. Smith. You got Kevin Love. They each have records in the league, man. These are either all-star players who have won awards, all NBA awards, you know, stuff like that. It's like, come on now. Let's not act like he didn't have any help, because he's the one who pushed the damn self-destruct button. He's the one who pushed the self-destruct button on the whole team, getting rid of former MVP Dwayne Wade, getting rid of my man Isaiah Thomas, you know, and he's the one who picked this team. He likes shooters. He wanted shooters. He got his shooters. Dan Gilbert, hey, he told my man Kobe Altman, do what he needs to do. Do what you need to do. And I think the Cavs, honestly, they're done with LeBron, man. They're sick of his shit. I'm sure they're just happy this man is gone. Because look, as great of a player he is, he brings a lot of drama with him. All right, he brings a lot of drama, LeBron, because, you know, he operates as a king does. You know, he does what he wants. And that can be hard to deal with, man, if you're trying to run a business. You got someone just coming in and dictating everything and running it how they want to. Now, you can't do that. You got to set the precedent. It's a good thing they have LeBron gone, because now we're going to see what the Cavaliers look like as a team, right? They're going to look like an actual team, because besides small forward, they're good at every position. Really, they have a good center in Tristan. They got a great power forward in K Love. They got you know, well they'll figure something out that three spot because really with Rodney Hood, he could play three, but he might not. The two spot they got good, they're good there. They got J.R. Smith, Rodney Hood, Kyle Korver, that rotation. At point guard spot they got George Hill starting for now, but I'm sure later on throughout the season they're gonna probably start Colin Sexton as soon as he gets his legs warm and looks like he's ready for the NBA. He did a great job during summer league, but I got to see some more IQ out of him. Less Russell Westbrook, more cutting, like D Wade post 2011. Got to see more of that. But no, the Cavs are definitely going to make the playoffs. I see them going as far as to the second round, pushing a team to 6 games, and that's about it. I don't see them beating. I don't see them beating the Raptors. I don't see them beating the Sixers. I don't see them beating the Celtics. Probably the teams they're probably going to beat teams like the Heat. The Bulls, I don't think the Bulls are going to the playoffs this year. They're going to beat teams like the Hornets if they are going to the playoffs. A team like the Wizards, I'm not taking the Wizards too seriously. However, with Dwight Howard, he's another coin toss as well, depending on how dominant he can be. If he wants to take basketball serious towards the end, the last stretch of his career. But nah, man, the Cavs they're going to make the playoffs. Maximum second round. That's max as they're going. That's far as they're going. Nah, man, they're gonna do good this year. All right, peace.